Hello, welcome back to Planner Apocalypse. Continuing with the monthly theme of gaming, in case you didn't know that, I will be kind of doing an update on my Pathfinder tabletop book. You might have seen this in the previous video that I released earlier this month. And this was my gaming book for, I guess, through 2019 to the end of 2021. And I decided that after, also look at how fat it got with all my notes. This contains all of my notes from 𝖍𝖎𝖓𝖓𝖙 Pathfinder campaign. And we started this game in 2019, and it saw us through the pandemic. So this campaign was a deeply meaningful experience for all of us, or at least for me. Like, I know I can't speak for everyone. I'm pretty sure everybody feels the same. So I wanted to kind of immortalize this in its container. So this is the updated flip. I never colored this in, but you can see how things ended up. I had to change my spell DC and all my magic items. I filled out my experience points and my gold. I've been really slacking in this campaign, and I have a wish list. My friend Tyler, who I mentioned in the last video, who played Marcus, had suggested that I sort my cells by category, so instead of by level, because that makes more sense. And so that's what I did. So healing, defense, offense, and utility, and then all of my notes. I started adding more stickers and stuff. I actually stopped doing that for this campaign, and it's very pretty. But I felt drawn to do that because that sticker book really spoke to my character, I guess. And so yeah, that's that. May the chaos pickles reign supreme. And so this is my new Pathfinder tabletop book, and we are playing Reign of Winter, so I went with an ice blue, and Happy Planner actually released these limited edition metal discs last winter, with a snowflake cutout, so I got those because I thought it was very appropriate. This is just to hold my book closed, and in this campaign I'm playing a spiritualist, and it's quite difficult. In Rise of the Rune Lords, I was playing a bard, which I've played bards before. I think I've played 3 or 4 at this point in multiple systems, and I just like bards, probably because I can relate. When I make a character, I usually start with a character concept, and then I look into what classes could be used to support that kind of concept. So I am not a min-maxer. The characters that I tend to build, they're not built very well strategically. They're not built mechanically well, because my brain doesn't really think like that. I am a writer, so I create my characters because I like the role playing. So that's I guess where I'm coming from. But this is my spiritualist. I made his portrait on Artbreeder, and his name is Mazarin. And then, so for this, if you don't know what a spiritualist is, you also get to control a phantom, and this is the phantom in question. Her name is Vanity. So my character backstory that I had started with, the concept, was I wanted to play twins, or I wanted to have a twin who is my main character, who had a sibling who was born tiefling and was killed because of that. And I wanted to be able to call upon the ghost or her spirit to aid me in battle. And originally I was thinking something like a summoner, and then my GM Harry was like, I think a spiritualist would be more like what you're looking for. So that's what I went with, and I'm like the worst spiritualist because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And it's been a year and I'm still like, I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, so instead of having the fold out map, I did away with that. So I take out, this sheet because it has, Maz's attacks and skills. And then on the other side, it's got Vanity's attacks and skills. And phantoms do get certain skills, but I probably could have just put down the skills that she actually has, but I like having the entire list so that I can just figure things out. But yeah, so that's my character sheet, and you know, this is now the magic items and armor flip out thing. I don't have anything on here. With a phantom, you can share some magic items. Phantoms don't wear armor, but you have to share the item, so you both can't use it at the same time. So the idea here was to write down the magic item on a little page flag and put it here. See, I think it's limited as to what goes where. I think they can use neck items and rings. I have to look into what else. I'm not the best with mechanics when it comes to role-playing games. My brain is just not built that way, but somehow I keep getting invited back. So yeah. I've also been not doing a great job of keeping track of my money in this game. I feel like we don't have a lot of opportunities to spend the money, and I need to go back and do that. And I do have my magic item here in the business card holder thing that I had mentioned in my last video about the old book. So this is a sickle that I picked up off of a corpse because nobody could use it and I could use it. And I should have made this upside down, but I did not. I need to fix that, but I can do that next time. I made a mood board for my spiritualist. I also made one for my phantom. Ta-da! I printed it on vellum, but I don't know if I printed it on the wrong side or something. I do have an inkjet printer, so maybe that's the issue, but it curled, and it also got fuzzy around the edges, but oh dear. The backstory with the two of these peeps, again, Vanity is a tiefling and Mazarin is human. They are twins, and Maz was also, he just escaped a cult. It is a cult of the god Aradin. In the Pathfinder lore, Aradin is, or was, the god of humanity, and he died. There was like a prophesied day where he was supposed to return, and he didn't show up, and that kind of broke prophecy in the world. And so I thought it would be fun to create a cult based around the idea that they're out to figure out what happened to Aradin, and he's gonna come back and save everybody. And of course, because they're still believers, they're gonna get saved. But they also believe that Pharasma, the death goddess, is keeping secrets, and so there's like, you know, a lot of intrigue and stuff. But I don't want to say too much because I do have another player that watches my videos, so, and I haven't been super upfront about my backstory because I'm trying to keep some things to reveal throughout the game. But yeah, that's basically it, and that part at least has come out. So yeah, then we have the gold per session. As you can see, nothing is filled out because I'm very bad at doing that. We actually, instead of using typical, experience points, we moved to milestone leveling. And dude, this campaign is so difficult. I feel like this next session we might TPK, and I'm scared. I haven't written like any of my stories yet. I did fill out a lot of stuff for the wish list. This is just a blank grid page because it was just how the pages were falling. So instead of the game board, I just copied down the tables from the Pathfinder, I forgot what it's called, the Pathfinder website that helps you do stuff. That's like the wiki, basically. And then I highlight when I've completed a thing, a level up. So we're level 8 right now. And Vanity gets her own table as well. Then we've got traits and special abilities. As you can see, I moved to these like clear tabs that I cut out on my Cricut instead of the sticky tabs. And we've got feats, and so we've got healing spells, and I have the tab in here. I really have to sort these spells by level in each category because that's been driving me kind of nuts. And this is curling again. All my spellbook whatnots. And then after that, we've got my notes. So we started in March of last year. I was trying to finish up my dot grid paper, and then I decided to try out using Rocketbook Pages because the idea was that I was going to I'm the unofficial lore keeper for my gaming group, I guess. And I was going to post session notes after each session. I've done a very poor job of keeping up with that. So as you can see, these were from September last year, and I did not erase these, so they're probably going to get stained. But I did buy this Rocketbook used, so it's fine. But yeah, I've discovered throughout this process, because I did post a few sessions worth of notes, I discovered through this process that I really don't like not having the physical pages to flip through when I'm looking for information. So I don't know. Like, I guess I'm just old school. I know Rocketbook, you can, with Google Docs, you can search for keywords and stuff like that within your document, but I don't want to have to go through every single document and do that. So I will endeavor to actually post these because they're taking up a lot of space in my book here. But so what I've done instead is cut out these corners. There's 4 of them, but they're stuck, to use like Rocketbook beacons. So you can make your own. You don't have to pay the $15 or whatever it is for Rocketbook beacons. So in the Rocketbook app, you take your picture, but you select beacons and you position them around your page, and then it will take a picture of the page and then transcribe it for you. It will oftentimes get things very wrong, so editing is important. I'm using lined pages now just because I'm not doing anything special. And then we usually pick an MVP for each session, and they get a hero point. And hero points are used to either, you can use 1 to add like 4 to your die roll, or you can use 2 to not die. You can also use them for like narrative things. My friend Sarah, who plays Attila, who's a tiger man from the Great North, we saved our centaur companion from death during a battle a few sessions ago using narrative elements. We both chucked in some hero points. In the last video, I was using a dry erase scrapbook paper for my spell tracker. Right now, I'm just using this kind of like bookmarky thing. It's getting very worn down though from repeated erasure. I'm still using a friction pen. So what I'm gonna be doing is I took a page out of this Rocketbook memo pad, which I also got used on eBay, and I just punched it to stick in here. And the reason why I decided not to go with like a laminated bookmark, because I could make it look pretty and all that stuff, but I would also have to bring a wet erase marker. So like just trying to keep things simple, I can use my friction pen on here and also, you know, use water to erase it. So that I think is a better solution for me. And then I have a bookmark to keep my place. And then I've got some backup colors in here in case I run out and I don't have these other ones up here. I've got black up here. These are stickers that I designed and cut out on my Cricut that I'm giving to one of my party members for their calendar or whatever, if they so choose to use it, I suppose. And honestly, that's pretty much it. That is the entire thing. Yeah, I really enjoy playing these games, even though I'm not the best skilled player and I don't play my characters to the max, you know what I mean? Like, they could be way better if I just learned how to play the class better. But I feel like every time I try to read into this stuff, it's like water through my fingers. So I do the best that I can, and that's the best I can do. So yeah, that's really about it. And thanks for taking the minutes to watch the video. If you are interested in storytelling and stuff, I'm going to be starting to get more into that kind of content coming up. So if you want to, you can subscribe. Like the video if you liked it. It does help me out. And yeah, that's it. Okay, bye!